stone, and this side's not finished exactly. Look, I'm gonna go quickly over here and so it doesn't look so funny compared to. And I'm just kind of laying stone at random. Yeah, this side's got 3 layers. This side's only got 2 layers. Do one more layer here. Let's go with stone, gravel. There we go. That looks so much better now. If you're looking at it from the front, which most people will be looking at it from the front until I go in. So this is the front of the apothecary, and as you walk up these stairs, which are just a little on the weird side, you'll come to a sign that says Obsidian Vale Apothecary. I got, I don't have their ceiling on yet, and I've got a lot more work to do. But this is the porch, and it's got lanterns hanging absolutely everywhere for the ambiance. I do have to fix the lanterns on this side to match this side, and then there's this little alcove right here, which I was thinking about putting in a outdoor seating area in the alcoves. But enough of that. You open the doors and they open like this, and you walk in. And then on this side, you have the enchanting and library. You have the obsidian apothecary order desk. So basically, someone's sitting behind here, villager or whatever, wandering. And in here, you have paper. You take your paper, you hand it over to your person standing back here. They go to one of these 3 chests. Uh, I'm just going to go back here. Show card return, single or bulk item purchase, and purchase ticket. And you know what? I messed up back there, but later. And then, so this door here will exit out into here, which is the employee only area. Oops. And this is where I messed up at, is because I have 2 of these fountains, and I actually only need 1. So that's where I messed up at, because only 1 area is going. I'll fix this later, but this 1 area is going to have just and then if you go through these doors here, it'll lead you into what will be eventually the basement. So on this side here, you got currency and exchange and potion sales floor. So we're going to open up these doors, and you're going to come in, and you're going to get immediately with a counter, which I might lower by 1. But you can open up this, and you can come back here, and you have a sales counter for potions and whatnot, or, coffee, if you're into that. Then you have these exchange chests. 8 iron ingots for 1 emerald, 1 diamond for 2 emeralds, or 1 netherite scrap for 16 emeralds. And this is our currency exchange. And you can see some of the forks down there, and some of them still think missing. Let me pop it again. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and that one here will be into there. And then I need to put my chest back. Okay, so that's my chest. And then in here is the potions. I'm going to have 4 potions lined up here, 8 here, and another 4 there, with the second floor holding our expanded potions. So there's 3 warriors class over here. There won't be anything on this wall, and then there will be 3 warrior classes on this wall. And then I've got to figure out where I'm going to put the enchanted golden apples and the enchanted apples. Might put them on that wall and then just have a mural or something on that wall. Anyways, that would be the potions sales floor. Or I might just put the potions behind here. Like, put the machines, like, say here. Oops. And here for my golden apples and stuff. So anyways, that's that. And then there's a little sitting area here. And then I was thinking about putting a sitting area right here with a bar. But I have no idea how to build a stool. I mean, actually, I do know how to build a stool. I'm going to get rid of this, which has a bunch of junk in it. I'm thinking of making a stool. Get rid of a lot of this junk. Actually, I'm going to use this shulker box. I'm going to get rid of a bunch of junk out of my inventory. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that shulker box now. I'm gonna get rid of the rest of this. Because we really don't need much of this at the moment. Thinking stools. I'm gonna break this back by one. And I'm gonna have stools every other. Ooh, that's not a stool now, is it? That's too tall for a stool. Need something shorter to make the stool out of. The only thing I can think of that's short enough to create a stool and still be okay. I think an end rod. Nope, not short enough. Okay, ignore the whole stool thing because it's not. Unless someone can figure out how to make a stool. Actually, I think I might know how to make a stool. Let's go with end rods. And then I'll have every other one blue. And maybe go with purple for the others. And these can be the stools. You'll have to pretend they're stools. Because I don't know how else to make a stool that looks good. Okay, so other than that, we're going to go back through these doors. And you can only go through these doors if both are open. And let me shut that up. Okay, so now we're going to go to the other side, which is our enchanting and library. We have little reading nooks here, which are going to be for, these are going to be for our enchanted books that we will sell in the shop. We have all of different enchanting stations. This is supposed to be a table with chairs around it. And we have 4 different enchanting areas for 4 different people at one time. And pretty much that is the inside of our apothecary. Now we're going to go ahead and get an aerial view. So this is the current floor plan for our apothecary. We will be going over the machines really fast. These 4 machines are built, and you can build them backwards if you know how. This is the normal way you build it, and these ones over here are built backwards. So you're going to need a barrel, and to the side of the barrel, you're going to need a hopper going in, a hopper facing down to that hopper, and then a hopper facing into a comparator, just like you would do with a item sorting system. Okay. Next to that, you're going to place next to the middle hopper, you're going to place a block with a redstone on dust on top of it, a hopper facing into a hopper, like this with the redstone dust on top of it. Two comparators coming out of either of those hoppers into two more comparators. One comparator coming out of this hopper into a block, which will then have a redstone torch, a redstone repeater, or block, a redstone repeater, and another redstone, or another block with a redstone dust on it. On top of that, you will have three blocks with three redstone dust, a block with a redstone repeater into another block. You may have to slow down the video to build this, but basically the way that works is you put your currency in here. This checks to see if your currency is correct. If it is correct, your currency will float to the bottom of this, and an item will shoot up to here and into this chest. Now you can use a hopper here, or you can use a second chest, and the hopper will, or the uh, dropper will just add the item to the chest. You do not want to use dispensers because they will take the item and then spit your item back out. And I really hate this guy because he ends up messing with my machines. Now, this all over here was me messing with designs for how I wanted my apothecary to look. That one was me trying to do a circle from memory and wasn't going so well. Over here, and I've shown this in a previous video, is my item storage system where items will get filtered if I hit a switch. Here is the item sorter, which is basically what you're using over there, except for this one here is not the same as the one I'm using over there. But you got three chests lined up above each other with a hopper going into the next chest below. You have this here, which is over here, blocks access to this. So you can put stuff in the chest, like here, and they will not filter through until I click this. Items are now gone. They're not in there. And if you put an item in here, it will filter. This redstone repeater will not stop it from going down here. And then over here, again, I've shown this off and I've shown how to build it. Your items will go straight up here. I didn't want these items going in here into this machine because this machine is very complicated. I did have a previous video on showing you how to build this for Bedrock Edition. I gotta rebuild this because was my first attempt at building the apothecary. And this here was my attempt at figuring out how to get the items into my shulker. Or from the machine here into here where people make the purchase. So over here, this one would basically, if I wanted to, pardon me, whatever potion I wanted to build, I would build here. You have to flick the lever once in order to do so. Now you don't have to use levers. You can use buttons. And then this button here is an automatic brewing station where it'll automatically replace the bottles. And this is for the dust. I've gone over this in a different video, and one major difference between mine and, let's say, White Sun Paladins is I had to add extra blocks back here. Because I was not pretty much how this is looking right now. And I'm pretty sure you can hear my grandfather's TV in the background. And we are going to go back over here. I'm thinking about adding onto this somewhere and putting... I might do it along this back wall up here because I got nothing. And have different ingredients sitting in a rotating chest system. But I really don't need a rotating chest system. I mean, I could do a rotating chest system that fills this wall, but then it'd make this back area bigger. But this wall here will continue all the way down and encompass this and all of this. And then eventually it will come back around down to here and will encompass all this here into the build. At some point I'm going to have the roof on and doing a potion bottle up here. And I think this looks pretty good, honestly. I'm not a massive builder. I would put more windows over here if instead of just like trying to mimic here and here, but I can't because my machines are back there. I'm thinking about putting more windows on around this side, but at the same time I can't because again I've got things in the way. So I might put a window here, I might put a window here, here, put some smaller windows up here along these, just let in some natural light. Let me know what you guys think of this build here. Um, I thought I was doing pretty good with this, and I actually really like this design. I will be putting it into my main world, where I'm putting my ultimate system, and then the system that I was showing you over here with the redstone repeater lock in the hopper is my it's basically to sort all these potion ingredients from here into this machine here so I don't have to refill it ever. It's basically a item of recall system is what it is. And I've been working on this idea for actually quite some time and it was driving me absolutely up the wall. This was my very first attempt at building an apothecary. And I mean, as you can see, it's similar to the same concept, but it's different at the same time. Um, that was actually a 5x31 to tell me how big this original one was. And then this one here is just to show you again. This was the original setup, but I wasn't getting power up to here like I was supposed to, especially not down this entire length. So I did go over that in a different video. I've gone over this over here in a different video, which is my ultimate storage area and how to work the lights. And again, in another video, this was my son fooling around. He was learning to build things like Minecraft doors, garage door. He built this one over here, and I don't know which side works. Not that side. This side. Where he learned how to build this. He did the same thing, similar over here. We're going to build a 6x6. I'm very, very proud of him. He built this one, which I don't know if this one works the way it's supposed to. Yeah, I gotta figure out why this one's not working, because this double extender here is supposed to work, and that double extender does not work. And then he built this one over here. Which again, I don't understand why this works the way that it does. So this is some of my son's building. He was learning from my Bahu. This one was all me because, as you can tell, it's all pink. Anything in pink is usually me. I'm gonna go over here. I was showing this off to White Sun Paladin at one point. So this here is my item elevator, which will send things to my system. This here is my shulker unloader, which I went over how to build in another system. This is just my regular items you put in there, and then this is my shulker return, which I can't open because, again, I messed up and I did not put stairs or something above there. Another thing I've been messing with is this over here. This is my automatic fuel station, which is surprisingly working because it keeps breaking. Which will send buckets of lava into my system here as fuel. And then, because this is my ultimate furnace, and those buckets, when they come down, will go into here. My items, like gold, wherever I smelt, is going to go into these chests here, which will then get sorted through my item filter system and into their respective chests. I learned this again here from White Sun Paladin, and this here is one of his system designs where I can load up a hopper minecart with items. So to go through my fuel system. Yeah, this is my fuel system. I need to double check something because I don't think if I put this in here. Okay, yeah, it'll go through there, so that'll go into there. Yeah, okay, so there's not a lava bucket already sitting down here. My lava will go up here instead of down here. So I need to figure out that. I guess I can have my fuel. I'll figure this out later, but yeah. I haven't quite figured out how to do all this quite yet. But I need to figure out how to get my... Oh, wait, this one up here is my... Never mind. So this one right here is my... Not my fuel. This one back here is my fuel. This one here is my items to be smelted. And that's where I messed up again, because I've forgotten how to do this again. So either way, that's how that works. But this one here is you're going to be up in here. This is going to be going around. This will give you buckets when you turn it on. And you'll just stand here collecting buckets. And then as long as your inventory is full, the buckets will go down into these two hoppers and then into your system. Okay, and then this here was my first attempt at a recall system. This here was my chest system, which I've gone over in another video. And then I was trying to figure out how to do this because I did not realize that these could be moved, hoppers could be moved. And I thought that would be really cool is if I wanted to use my system, automatic sorting system, to filter items through into here, all I'd have to do is get these hoppers to move in accordance with the chests, which is not working out. I'm still racking my brain on that. This was a set of stairs that I did, which a couple of these sets of stairs are broken. Um, this is my 2x2 door, which again I've gone over in a different video, and I think I've broken this. Nope, I haven't. This is another set of stairs, and at least one of these sets of stairs is broken. And then this here was my bee system. This here was my son messing around. And this here was the same system that I was using for my fuel which would be to set up my bee system here. I'm going to do something similar to this with my sheep shearing system. And I'm going to be building a few different shops because I'm going to be building within Minecraft. Yep, that's it for tonight. I will see you guys in another video, and I'm going to quickly head back to my apothecary, which I will not have finished for at least a couple more days. I have to get down underneath and dig out the entire underside of this so I can build in my systems. Like the two different automatic brewing stations. One will be just for basic potions that are requested, and one will be like as one requests bulk, and then I will have the listed prices for each potion. Um, I don't like that sound. I will have the individual listed potions here for the pricing, and I don't know what I'm gonna. I'm gonna have two different stands for two different potions. I guess level 1 potions and level 2 potions. Unless the potions go higher, then I'll probably have to put a third one in here somewhere. Alright, that's it for tonight. We will see you guys later in the next video. Have a great night, happy holidays, and Happy New Year.